Piranha.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Scream Factory's newest release, Piranha. But before we do that, if you guys are into 4K reviews, movie reviews, some game and some tech reviews along the way, then consider subscribing because we do all that here. So Piranha was originally released in 1978, directed by Joe Dante, with a runtime of 92 minutes. And Scream Factory has just released it on 4K. They did have a previous Blu-ray before this. This is the new 2022 4K restoration of the 4K scan of the camera negative. So if you guys are familiar with Scream Factory, they've been carrying over a lot of their Blu-rays and converting them up to 4Ks or doing completely new scans of stuff they've already had in their catalog. And they've already had a Blu-ray of this, but this is the 4K. I did not have the Blu-ray before this, but it does include the Blu-ray inside the box, just in case you were wondering or you wanted that as well. Piranha, released in 1978, I would say is probably the studios trying to capture the lightning in a bottle that Jaws was and trying to cash in on that summer horror in the water money, because Jaws was just such a successful movie and it was a hit, and it's still an iconic movie today. You know, this is because Jaws is 1975, this is only a few years later, so they probably saw Jaws and said, oh shit, we need something like that too. And that's what we got here. So I would actually say that this movie is kind of a combination of Jaws and Friday the 13th. If you've seen this and you've seen those movies, you'd kind of understand what I'm trying to say. It's still its own movie. It has nothing to do with those two. But it's got some similarities, and you can make some comparisons here and there. So I want to say this is actually my first time seeing Piranha. I've actually never seen this movie for some reason, and this is like right up my alley because I love Jaws. I love all those shark movies. Alligator was a pretty good movie. And I just watched that movie Crawl also for the first time this year, which I also enjoyed. And we do have a review for that down on the channel as well. I actually seen I think it's 2010 or 2013 Piranha 3D. And I actually enjoyed that one, believe it or not. It's like a kind of cringy little low budget horror comedy movie, and I kind of really enjoyed it. I know some people probably don't like that, and but again, I like those. I wouldn't say it's a B movie because I believe they had a pretty high production value. I think it was a big budget studio. It wasn't like a AAA type movie. But anyway, I enjoyed it. But back to Piranha. So I actually, again, this is my first time seeing it, and I actually enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. You know, it's not the best movie in the world. Jaws still beats this by leaps and bounds. But, you know, it's just, it's a way different story than Jaws. You know, it's not just two guys out on a boat out in the ocean. So long story short, there was an army base at the top of this mountain or on the river, and they were, instead of germ warfare, the scientists said they were trying to create these, I don't really see the use case in this, but the fish that can the piranhas, because they're carnivore fish and they could survive only in fresh water, but now they got them to survive in salt water as well, and the lower temperature water, because usually it's warm water that the piranha are mainly in. They have these like scientifically engineered piranha, and they get loose because two hitchhikers go and they get lost, and now there's a girl that her job is to find missing people, so she comes across this base. By accident, they let the fish into the stream, and then shit starts unfolding from there. There is a pretty decent plot. I don't think the acting was too terrible. I think it was a pretty well-made movie. I enjoyed the plot. I enjoyed the story. I think it was filmed very well. And overall, I enjoyed the movie. I would watch this again. If you haven't seen Piranha, I can recommend checking it out because it was a fun movie. If you're into that kind of Jaws and something's in the water horror, because you don't really you hear just like this weird little sound every time they're coming, and you can make the comparison in Jaws, like instead of seeing the fish, it would just show you the first person view, and then you'd hear the score, John Williams' famous score of the dun dun dun. So instead of the score, they used just like this weird sound. Now don't know if that's an accurate Piranha sound. I've never heard a Piranha in real life, so I'm not entirely sure. And it was kind of lame, the sound, in my opinion. But I guess they couldn't really copy Jaws one for one and just use a score because, I mean, I guess they could have, but, you know, they chose to use this lame sound, and I didn't really dig the sound. But other than that, that'd probably be my only real complaint. They did a pretty good job at, like, hiding the monster because, I mean, this is 1978. How do you... Because, like, there was a couple scenes where GI fish, and it looks pretty bad, obviously. If the whole movie was that, it would have been terrible. So I think they did a pretty good job of, like, hiding the monster and being able to just kind of use the sound and maybe some red in the water, some bubbles, and a little ripple here and there. And they did a pretty good job. And the people getting attacked by the fish, you know, again, I don't know how strong these fish are because I feel like maybe the people that are getting pulled off boats might be a little exaggerated. But I don't know. Again, I've never been attacked by a piranha, and I don't really plan to. So overall, I would give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Again, I enjoyed it. This is a matte-type movie. It's not for everyone. If you're into this genre, then it's worth checking out. And if you're gonna check it out, let's talk about Shout Factory's newest 4K release, because that is the best way to check it out. This is a new 2022 restoration of the 4K scan of the original camera negative. So it is a brand new 4K scan, and it looked fantastic. I played this on my Panasonic UB820 4K Blu-ray player on my LG OLED TV, and it looked amazing. You know, for a 1978 movie, there was some scenes in this where it actually looked like it was a recent movie and it was just shot recently. So Shout Factory did, I think, a fantastic job on this transfer. There's a lot of, because it's not in the ocean, it's on a river, so there's forests on both sides of the river. There's a lot of scenes up on the land in the forest, and just how vivid and alive the forest looked, the dark greens and the contrast between the greens and the light sky. And then the dirt, it just, I think they did a fantastic job with this. The colors really popped off the screen. Everything was nice and vivid. The skin tones looked perfect. Even some dark scenes, like one of the first scenes in the movie, it's at nighttime, and this has Dolby Vision. So the Dolby Vision, I think, really lends itself well to the dark scenes on this. It makes everything nice and clear, but it still is nice and dark as it was intended to be, but it's not too dark, it's not too light. I think it's just perfect. Also, when people are getting attacked and that blood's coming up in the water, it's nice. It's like a nice bright red, and the contrast with that and the blue, it looks really good. I think they did a fantastic job with the colors, and the 4K scan with the Dolby Vision. It all mixes together for a fantastic visual experience. So for the visuals, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I think this is a fantastic 4K disc. I think it looks great. So I popped in the Blu-ray that was in here, but that is the new 4K scan downgraded to a 1080p. So that's not the same Blu-ray that's already been out. So I don't have that one to compare it to. But I can't imagine that Blu-ray is anywhere near how good this looked, because this did look pretty fantastic. Now, as far as audio goes, kind of interesting, because Shout Factory tends to put Dolby Atmos tracks on a lot of their stuff, and they left a DTS HD Master Audio here. So this was only a 2-channel that's basically just your front speakers and a little bit of your subwoofer here and there. But, you know, it did not sound terrible. Again, would I have liked an Atmos track? Absolutely. Did it need it? No, not really. You know, it's not a action-packed movie where there's bombs going off and explosions and shit zipping around your room where your speakers would be going off in the back. So it's not a movie like that where it needs a full surround sound. Would it be nice? Yeah, I mean, you probably could have heard some splashing or something in the back, but no big deal. I think the mono track is fine, but, you know, again, I would have preferred an Atmos track. Now, there is also a ton of special features on this. There's audio commentaries, theatrical trailers, additional scenes from the TV version of this movie, which I've never seen it on TV, so I don't know. I didn't watch those. Those were on the Blu-ray disc. None of the special features are on the 4K disc. Everything is on the Blu-ray disc included. But again, it's just packed with special features, but they are all on the Blu-ray disc. Last thing before we go is the packaging. So this is the slipcover. Once you pop that off, I already did reverse the cover because this is reversible. You can pull this open and have the same as the slipcover, but I figured, hey, I have the slipcover, so you know what, we'll do the different box art. So it's pretty cool when you're able to do that. I love that about Shout Factory when they do the reversible covers. And then once you open this up, you have your 4K disc and, like I said, the Blu-ray disc. So this Blu-ray disc has the same 4K scan down to 1080p, and then all your special features are going to be here on this Blu-ray disc. And then also I like how they put the disc guard on here, you know. Some studios don't bother with that, but the disc guard is something we appreciate here. This is the complete package. This is the definitive way to watch Piranha now, for sure. And I think Shout Factory really knocked it out of the park with this one. I think this is a great release, and I think it's a pretty good movie worthy of a great release like this. Packaging, special features, the visual, the audio, everything all together, I'm going to give this release an 8.5 out of 10 because I really enjoyed my time with it. I think it looked fantastic, it sounded good, and there's a ton of special features, and I really enjoyed the packaging and the reversible art and even the disc art. So as a collector, I think this is a great piece to have in the collection. It's not the most expensive one out there, you know, it's going for the traditional $27.99, but I think that beats some of the past releases that they've put out for the same price because you get a decent amount here. But that's going to about wrap it up for me here today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking. And if you guys want to pick this up, we will put our Amazon affiliate link down in the description if you want to grab this from Amazon and add it to your collection. But until next time, guys, have a great day.